Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Can you just confirm if you can hear me? All right, great. Where are you watching this live? Let me drop the live link on my Instagram real quick so that people know that we are live. Hello, everyone. Can you just say hi, hello? You can hear me. I already got one hello from Mani Saxena. Hello, do you have any questions? Vani, if you can write, maybe we can talk. How about my voice? Is it like clear, loud, or slow? I'm going to wait for a few more minutes, let others join. I mean, I got so many questions from our followers, subscribers across YouTube and Instagram. So let's wait few more minutes and I will try to start answering those questions. Everyone is expecting to know all knowledge and have deployment skills as a fresher. How is it possible to have all these skills all together? That's a very good question. Yeah, definitely I'm going to answer your question. I already prepared, I mean, because we got so many questions. So one by one, I'm going to answer all your questions. I'm expecting more people will join. So please try to comment where exactly you guys are joining from. So I will know that more people are, let's say, watching this live and I will start answering the questions. There are so many interesting questions out there that I would like to answer. I am good. Hello, happy. How about you? And where are you joining from? Please type your city, country, whichever country you're joining from, or city. Hello, good evening, Karunakar Reddy. It's good afternoon for me, around 2:40. I live in Europe. Hello, Ram. You're from Bangalore. All right. Bangalore weather is really good, man. I was in 2014. I used to live in Bangalore for 3 months. Hyderabad. Yeah, I'm from Hyderabad too. So last week I was in Hyderabad for a vacation, short vacation, very short vacation. Okay, my voice is low. How about now? Is it loud enough? Just confirm. I'm a, I'm speaking a bit slowly, I guess. But yeah, I was waiting for you guys to join here. I will try to introduce myself as well a bit so that you guys know more about me. All right. Hello, Happy is saying my voice is good enough. Maybe Ram, try to increase your volume. I'm not sure what you're using, laptop or phone. So yeah, basically I'm from Hyderabad. Good, no glitch. All right. So I work in IT. It's been almost more than 11 years so far, working in IT as a DevOps engineer with multiple different companies. I'm a senior DevOps engineer. Okay, let me introduce myself, then I will try to read your comments as well. With more than 11 years of experience so far, working across multiple tools and technologies, different domains, and all of that stuff. I used to work in India for a few years in the beginning, and then I moved to Europe in 2017. From then, living in Europe. So, majorly, I work with different clouds, especially private cloud, public clouds. So, I started content creation in January 2021 during COVID times. I used to post a lot of videos, but I was not consistent enough in the beginning. But last year, in 2024, I was also posting a lot, 23, 22. But 25, so many things got changed, and I was posting consistently long videos. I mean, if you check my channel, there are so many different videos on my channel, so many playlists as well. So you can cross check. Most likely, I'm trying to share all the information from my own experience. I mean, whatever videos you see on my channel, they are coming from my own personal experience. So many problems. I mean, most likely I try to focus on problems. I think you got to know, I guess, most likely. I don't showcase generic tutorials. I mean, there are so many YouTube channels out there, I guess. They are teaching generic content, but yeah, my content is completely different. So I'm trying to focus on majorly production related issues. Whatever I've seen across my, entire career, I'm trying to share all those in a very simple way. So yeah, that's all about me. I mean, I have YouTube channel, I have a newsletter, Instagram as well. So yeah, that's all about me. And maybe if you guys, I will try to read the comments now. Flying Falcon, I'm a senior DevOps engineer and Maximo developer in IBM from 2017. Now I'm planning to become a DevOps trainer. Any suggestions? Complete production level or medium level is enough for to train people. All right. Okay. That's a very good question. I'll come back to that question. Planning any new series in your channel? Yes, I mean, currently there is a series going on. I'm not sure, Ram, if you've seen CI/CD related series. I'll try to share my screen as well in some time. So yeah, there is a lot of content planned already that I'm going to create. I'm a working professional too, so I'm trying to create so much content parallelly, Instagram Reels, YouTube long videos. So yeah, definitely there's a lot planned ahead. So most likely stay tuned for, videos. And also one suggestion from my side is like, don't just watch my videos, try to implement, do hands-on practice as much as possible because that's how you learn a lot, I would say. Because in general, if you just sit and watch videos, you will come to know at that point of time, that's it. And apart from that, you will not know. You'll forget everything. I mean, the more hands-on you do, the more you will recollect everything, and it will be easier for you to, talk in interviews as well. Except MLOps playlist or Udemy course. Expect. I do have MLOps playlist as well. Amshi, Amsi on my channel, if you can see. Okay, so I will jump back to the questions now. I don't want to, let's say, spend time. I think we waited almost 10-15 minutes for more people to join. But yeah, I would like to answer the questions which we got in our Instagram channel, YouTube channel across. I mean, people DM'd me on Instagram. So I'm going to answer one by one. So first question is, let's say, a very interesting one. First, I will try to read the question and then I'll try to give my opinion on that. The very first question is how to find jobs as a fresher in DevOps. They label it as freshers, but requirement is 3+ years. Yeah, one of the subscriber or follower, I can say, he asked me this question. So in general, in my opinion, there is nothing like a fresher DevOps job or um, we can say SRE or cloud engineer, whichever role you're targeting. Because, I mean, in my experience, people look for at least a few years of experience. They hire freshers as well. It completely depends on the company's requirement, project requirement, and how much capacity the companies have to, train the freshers. There are so many companies out there who will hire and they have a lot of time to, train freshers. So in general, if you are a fresher, my suggestion here, I'm not going to, give generic book suggestions here. First, get into IT. It can be any role. Don't focus on DevOps, DevSecOps, cloud engineer, Java developer, software developer, database engineers. I mean, there are multiple n number of roles. It's very hard to cover in 1 minute or 2 minutes. There are so many different roles in IT. First of all, try to get into any kind of role. Once you get into that role, try to start working. I mean, every role is important in my opinion. If you are working in an organization or for a project, each and every role is very crucial for a particular project to run. That is my opinion. It cannot be a DevOps engineer or a software developer, a test engineer. I mean, there are so many different roles coming out because of AI. So that's a very different topic. We are going to discuss about that as well. But overall, my suggestion for a fresher, if you want to get into DevOps, try to apply for DevOps roles, but do not expect that you will get selected on first apply or 50 applies. It completely depends on the company and their requirement. If they are interested, they are going to hire you. If they really, like your skills. Majorly, first focus on skills and then try to apply for any kind of role. First get into IT, then try to focus on, moving your roles if you don't like a particular project or role or the skill sets which you are trying to learn in that particular project. Based on that, try to jump. But do not keep any kind of expectations because I'm telling from my own experience. In the beginning of my career, I wanted to become a database engineer. So I did a course on database as well. 2013, 14, I'm talking about that time, like almost 10, 12 years ago. I did a database engineering course, but yeah, somehow I landed into kind of production support role from there. Most likely, doing a lot of different stuff related to releasing and, application monitoring and all of that stuff. So implementation, I mean, I did a lot from the beginning till now. So my suggestion here, if you are a fresher, try to focus on companies, try to learn skills, try to work on, aptitude, your communication skills. These are very important. Try to get a job as a fresher. Any kind of job is fine. First, get a job because today's market is very, very tough. Okay. I think that's it, I guess, about this first question. Now I'm going to talk about the second question. This is also a very interesting question. Someone asked me about, let me read that question out. How can a beginner get a DevOps job? Yeah, again, this is pointing to somewhat the previous question. But yeah, here I would like to tell you there are n number of different tools and technologies which come under DevOps. I'm not going to talk about tools, first point, because see, it's all about DevOps is, let's say, I mean, it's very hard to explain because each and every company, okay, expect, or let's say the way of working in companies is completely different. I mean, you cannot even imagine, okay, one company thinks that DevOps engineer means he just runs CI/CD pipelines, he does only releases. Another company treat him like a, okay, DevOps engineer means he will just do monitoring. Another company will think DevOps engineer means he will do only infrastructure stuff. Okay, so each and every company sees DevOps in very, very different perspective. So first and foremost skill is Linux. 95% of the world is on Linux today, and it will be on Linux in the future as well. It can be if it is AI agents or let's say GPU hardware, whatnot. I mean, everything has to, come down to Linux only. DevOps skills. Number one, master Linux skills. Because containers, your networking, Kubernetes, Docker, alerting, Ansible, whatnot. There are so many a number of tools. Everyone are, let's say, sitting on top of Linux. So Linux is a no-go. Once you are, let's say, 100% confident in Linux, then you have to jump to networking. Networking is also very, very important. I'm not sure how many of you have seen my latest reel on Instagram. I posted a short reel talking about, Kubernetes get pods, and the pods were, let's say, not running because there was some problem. And people started, uh, there were a lot of comments explaining their opinions, views. But yeah, it was very interesting. So networking is one thing I would really focus if I'm a beginner, and then followed by cloud. You can take any cloud. First of all, one more thing I would like to point out here. Do not jump to cloud. First, understand on-prem. What exactly means by on-prem? On-prem is nothing but try to create a virtual machine on your laptop and start playing around. There is a playlist on my channel, DevOps for beginners. Just try to follow that playlist. Try to learn things the hard way. You are going to create your own virtual machine. You are going to break your own virtual machine. And then from there, you're going to jump to cloud. Then pick a tool. It can be CI/CD tool, Jenkins, or GitHub Actions. My suggestion would be here once again, Jenkins. Because see, try to understand the behavior of the system and try to start thinking in terms of, what kind of problem a particular tool is solving, or let's say a system is solving. Based on that, try to think in systems, not in terms of tools. Because if you understand the architecture, you can apply the same concepts into a different tool. For example, Jenkins and GitHub Actions does almost the same things, but their way of working is different. Jenkins is a legacy tool. It's being used from very, very long time. And many companies even today are using Jenkins. There are so many complaints about Jenkins, but still so many projects are still on Jenkins even today. And if we talk about GitHub Actions, it's almost similar. Very recently, it is becoming very popular and easy to use for most of the projects. If there are new projects, people are trying to, use GitHub Actions here. The concepts are almost similar. You just need to transfer your concepts from one particular tool to other tool. Try to think in systems and debugging. That's it. Linux, networking, on-prem focus on. Once you are confident about on-prem, let's say creating 3 to 4 virtual machines on your own computer, jump back to one single cloud. It can be Azure Cloud, AWS Cloud, Google Cloud. It can be anything. All right. CI/CD, I told. Debugging. Debugging is very, very important. I'm going to talk about this particular point. I had a meeting with one of the company's CTO. So I'm going to discuss about that real quick. But yeah, debugging is a skill. The all the videos which I'm trying to show on my channel are almost related to debugging. I'm trying to show the problem and how to solve the exact problems and what kind of problems you are going to face once you join a company and start working on project. There are hundreds of problems. I think I even cannot cover all those problems because problems change all the time. Today, you will see one problem in one environment. Tomorrow, you are not going to see that environment in dev environment, for example. You are going to see some other problem in QA environment. QA dev works fine, but production doesn't work because of a problem. So you should be in a position to solve these kind of problems. That's what I mean. Solving these problems will come with experience. It's not like you are going to start learning today and tomorrow you are going to solve all problems. Even today, I'm learning from my own experience. I've seen so many different problems throughout my career, but even today I'm learning. Tomorrow also I have to learn. It's never ending. Solving problems is never ending. It's part of the engineering. That's it. There are so many different problems out there in the world that we have to solve. Now let's jump back to third question. So guys, I'm not sure how many of you are listening or watching. I'm not focusing on the chat, or let's say how many people are watching. Please give it a like or comment if you guys are listening. Just a like or yes, no. And my voice is audible, I hope so. And definitely I'm going to answer all your questions from the chat as well. So let me jump back to the third question. Application. All right, all right. I got some comments. Thanks a lot. Please be with me. Okay. Third question. So third question. Okay, a bit louder. I mean, I can speak loudly, but I mean, I'm going to answer your questions. People who are trying to ask questions, definitely I'm going to answer. Please wait. I'm trying to cover the questions. People who asked me directly on my stories, I'm trying to cover those questions. Most likely, it will try to cover your answers as well. Just try to listen to my, uh, answers, and then try to question. I'm going to jump back to third question. Most likely, all the questions I'm trying to answer here are useful for everyone. Everyone. It can be kind. If you have any kind of experience, I don't care. If you are a fresher, experienced person, mid-level or senior level, it will be useful for everyone because my perspective is completely different. I think you will come to know. All right. So application support to DevOps. Okay, this is very interesting question. Okay, one of our followers sent me this question, bro. I'm working as an application support. Maybe so many people are working. I know application support to DevOps because even I started my career kind of application support. I was supporting Java-based application. But yeah, application support is a very tough job. I mean, in my opinion, it completely depends on what kind of project you are in or what kind of role you are in. You are going to see the problems live first. You are the first person who's going to see problems. Application support, guys, I'm talking about. Because, see, whenever something bad happens in production, people reach out to the support person. So you are the first point of contact in the application support. There might be some other contact persons as well, but yeah, overall, if something goes wrong, you are the first person to know, okay, this particular service is not working or this is down. People reach out to you. So you know what's wrong. So your first step is you are going to check logs and try to figure out, okay, this is the problem. If you are able to solve that problem, you are going to instantly solve that. If not, you are going to escalate it to some other team. It can be a development team or networking team, whatnot. I'm not going to, discuss more details about it. But yeah, this is, let's say, application support guy does. That is from my experience I'm talking about. I mean, there can be some other guys doing some other work, but yeah, application support. If there are any kind of major problems in the production environment, people are going to reach out to you. You are the first person to know and to solve the problem. Here, you know a lot about logs. Each and every day, day and night, you are reading a lot of logs, you are seeing a lot of problems because you are the first point of contact. So, this is very good for a DevOps engineer because you know the problem. Sometimes, sorry. So, sometimes you are going to solve the problem by yourself. Sometimes you're going to reach out to multiple teams. You are a good communicator as well. You know how to interact with multiple teams. You know which team to contact exactly if there is one particular problem. It can be networking or let's say database issue or application front end, back end. So there are so many different issues, right? So you know you have very good experience in terms of reading logs. That's the first priority because even I had very great experience around logs, debugging, and I was doing a lot of different stuff. At the same time, I was trying to solve problems. I was trying to, develop small features as well in the beginning of my career, and then working majorly with Linux systems. So instead of just thinking in terms of problem solving, try to shift your focus a bit in terms of implementation as well. It's not only about I'm an application support guy, I'm going to do this is my job, that's it. So just try to think out of the box and see, okay, how exactly this infrastructure is built. For example, if there is an infrastructure problem as well, people reach out to the infrastructure support team. It's not like the implementation guy will directly talk to the people who are in production. First, there is, let's say, a mid channel. People are going to reach out to the support team, and then support will talk to the implementation team. This is a very big, channel or different teams sitting around and trying to, solve problems. Try to start thinking in terms of, how to how implementation works, how this architectural stuff is working on. If you know about, CI/CD pipelines, just try to explore more. Also, if you get an opportunity to monitor some of the projects in your own company, at least monitor. Don't just, start working or implementation. Talk to your colleagues. Try to attend, some events if there are any, courses, training courses or events. Try to attend those events. From there, you are going to get a lot of experience. And do not wait for someone for to teach you. Start learning by yourself. Start exploring videos, YouTube videos, or if you are interested in some kind of paid courses, if you think that okay, someone is teaching very well, do not go back to pay for that particular person. Just look for the credibility, like what exactly is teaching. Go ahead, do not waste your time. Okay, I'm doing application support, I'm happy here. Do not waste your time there. Try to shift your career. If you have 2 3 years of experience in application support, you already know a lot how things work. Try to start learning parallelly. Do not leave your current job. Work on your current job. Start learning parallelly. Start implementing things. There are so many videos on my channel. Watch those videos. Start doing practical hands on. So this is how you are going to transfer your skills. Most of the skill set is almost similar, but you have to change the way you think about the problems or implementation stuff. Hope this answers your question. If you have any cross questions, maybe you can drop in the comments. Maybe we can discuss more in our next videos, most likely next live, or I'm going to create some other reels or videos. All right, next question, let's jump back. Real DevOps skills. Okay, this is also, one of the most asked questions. I mean, so many people ask me about, real DevOps skills, real DevOps skills. Bro, I would like to learn real DevOps skills. I don't know, like, what exactly you guys think about real DevOps skills? Because, see, in my opinion, whatever task you do, that is almost a real. So, for example, I'll give you a short example. So you can create a virtual machine. So that's the task of the DevOps job. As I said, every company has their own, way of treating DevOps. Some companies think infrastructure monitoring, whatnot. Yeah, every company has their own way of, saying, okay, this is DevOps. This is DevOps. So some of the, database engineers also tell themselves as DevOps. That's how, companies, projects work internally, because it's kind of mess up. You cannot particularly say, okay, this guy is only a DevOps engineer. I mean, in my own experience, I did work with a lot of stuff from application stuff, support, release engineering, implementation, networking, database stuff. I did mix of all of that stuff. Because see, you have to adapt yourself according to the surroundings of your projects. Today you'll have a team, proper team, where you'll have a software developer, a DevOps engineer, a database engineer, a network engineer. I mean, it depends on completely on the project. In some projects you will not have dedicated roles for a particular project. So in there you have to jump in, you have to do your stuff, you cannot say no. That's how you learn multiple skills. Do not focus on DevOps or let's say SRE or platform engineer. If you find a role, a specific role, that's really good, because most of the company's projects will not have a single role. They will try to define all roles, which even I don't like it. You have to say no as well for such roles. For example, MLOps role, DevOps role, AI engineer role. People are trying to combine all these skills in one single role, which is very, very difficult. That's what people have to, try to start changing their recruitment process. I mean, I don't have any control around that. But yeah, if someone comes out to me, for example, I was talking about one of the role, I help them. I told them, okay, you are asking too much. Let's try to filter it down and try to, let's say, look for a particular role with a proper skill set. You can have some knowledge around, some other, let's say, if there are two roles, MLOps. If you have some knowledge, that should be enough. You should not be an expert in that particular role. So skills, it can be so many, let's say, debugging is, let's say, one of the skills, DevOps skills. That's how I see debugging, implementation, and thinking in systems, not only in tools. You don't need to learn hundreds of tools. Just learn one tool, be confident in that, try to translate those skills into some other tools. That's how you learn real DevOps skills. If you want real DevOps skills, I mean, try to look for videos on my channel. I mean, there are some other channels as well. I mean, I don't watch other YouTubers majorly because I'm very busy with my own stuff day in and out. So if you want me to, look for some other channels, I will definitely help you. But my content is coming from my own experience. These are real DevOps skills that I can 100%, 1000% assure you. All right. Now I'm going to jump back to the next question. AI in DevOps. Guys, I hope you guys are listening to me. AI in DevOps. So I'm going to talk about AI in DevOps. I will try to go a bit faster. I'm not sure if I'm taking more time on each question, but yeah, those are very important questions. That's the reason I'm trying to take more time to explain you. If you are watching it live right now, that's fine. If you are going to watch it in future, then also it will be useful for you. So AI in DevOps. So AI is a very huge topic. Many of you know, and it is changing quite rapidly day every day. Today you are saying something, tomorrow you are saying something else. But yeah, and also there's a lot of noise around AI. My suggestion would be do not focus on that noise. Try to focus on your core skills, DevOps skill set, and then use AI as a tool. That's it. You're not going to lose anything in terms of AI because from my own experience, in the beginning, when I started working with so many different tools and technologies from 2014, I'm talking about, we can, let's say, we used so many different tools out there in the market. For example, Google was a major tool people used a lot. Stack Overflow. People with more experience will know what I'm talking about. Stack Overflow was the go-to place for almost every engineer. I personally myself used to go there for a lot of problems which I had. If I see any kind of problems, okay, I will try to search for online. This is part of, every engineer process. Most of the engineers, I'm saying most, 99% of engineers will not remember everything because if I come across any problem even today, I Google search, I go to Stack Overflow. These days we have AI. And also one more important point I would like to mention, go to the documentation first. Do not jump into AI directly. Just go to the official documentation. For example, you are working with Terraform. They have their own official documentation. In the documentation, you will see a section called troubleshooting issues. Go through that. Each and every cloud provider or a tool, specific tool, Jenkins or GitHub Actions, they have their own troubleshooting section. Go there, you'll find your answer there. Most of the problems can be solved by following the documentation. There are some complex stuff which you cannot find in the official documentation. For that you will go through some other resources online majorly. These days it's much easier with AI. That's my take on AI. AI is not going to take your jobs. I mean, people have a lot of, you know, noise going around saying AI will take DevOps job, AI will take developers job, AI will take this. AI. So my opinion is very different here because according to my knowledge and my experience, what I've seen, problems will increase more and people are going to solve more problems with the help of AI. That's how I see. Today, you are working on one project and you are solving one problem. All right. Tomorrow, if you have right skill sets, for example, I have right skills to work on multiple projects. I'm not going to work on one single project today. Today I'm working on one single project. Tomorrow I'm going to work on 5 different projects. So companies will start implementing more projects. They are going to solve more problems. They are going to build more products. That means you'll have more work there. There are so many problems in the world that have to be solved. Most of the companies trying to solve that today. I mean, there are some, jobs cut are happening. They are not exactly because of AI. There are because of, overhiring. I mean, there are so many different things people will not tell out loudly. And also, I don't want to talk more about it. But yeah, overall, my opinion here is AI is just a tool for your day-to-day usage and for your productivity. Try to use it as a tool. Definitely, you are going to not have any kind of problem. You will not have any kind of problem. Try to focus on your skills and try to apply those properly using AI tools. That's how my take is on AI in DevOps. Even today, I mean, I use AI a lot in general for day-to-day activities, because do not also blindly trust AI. You should have your own reasoning skills, because security guardrails, these are, let's say, very very important points. AI can generate scripts. Okay, you can tell it, okay, generate it. It can generate whatever it likes. Okay, if you blindly copy that and send it to production, you are the one who is responsible for it, not the AI tool which you used. Because company is going to ask you, you are the one who generated that code, you published the code, so you are the responsible person. So you have to be very very careful in terms of using AI and how you use that particular tool in terms of your day-to-day activities. You have to be very careful. So yeah, that's it about AI in DevOps. Now I'm going to jump back to another question. Scenario based interviews. So what exactly is scenario based interviews? Scenario based interviews are nothing but, see, if you really work on your technology on real projects, definitely you should be able to answer those questions. What kind of people will ask you, what's the problem you try to fix, or how did you automate stuff, or maybe they will give you a scenario. For example, I posted a video recently. This was about Kubernetes get pods are not running, what's the problem. So people started guessing. They were thinking out loud, saying so many different things here. But yeah, you have to think. First step there would be check logs. I mean, many people were jumping to DNS issue, that issue, this issue. There were so many different comments, but basic stuff was missing from majority of the people over there. But yeah, their thinking is not bad. First step would be check logs. Instead of checking logs, how will you know what exactly is the problem? So blindly people were putting out solutions out there. I did not answer what exactly is the solution out there. I just wanted to see the thinking process. This is how scenario based interviews work. So yeah, mostly scenario based interviews. There is a very big playlist on my channel, 30 days series. You can watch that. There, each and every question I explained about it, the scenario as well, how you have to think. You have to put out answer in the comments. Just try to watch that. You'll get a lot of idea about scenario based questions. Then I'm going to jump back to what companies look for. This is also very very important question. Here people say that, I mean, companies will not look for what kind of skills you have. Companies will look for what skills they need. Okay, there is a huge difference between what the skill set you have and what the skill set the company is looking. So majority of the projects, majority of the companies across the world work like this. There are some exceptional cases as well. I'm not saying okay, they are going to stick with to that only. If they do not get any resource, they have to change their strategy. So whatever skills the company is looking for, you have to know those skills, be strong in those skills. Don't get demotivated saying okay, I have so many skills but I'm not getting hired. This is one of the big myth. I personally myself experienced this. I did give interviews to a lot of companies. I got rejected as well, not because I did not have skills, but because their expectations were completely different. So it's very hard to match that. Whenever you match that, definitely you are going to get that job. So my only suggestion here is try to focus on the skill set. Try to start applying for multiple jobs. Do not think that your skill set is very low. Your skill sets are amazing. Do not get demotivated. Try to focus on improving your skill set and try to start applying. Definitely you are going to get a job. That's how you be positive in your career or in your skill set. Whatever you're doing, you have to be very positive about the outcomes. There might be so many rejections. Out of 199 rejections can happen, one is yours. 100th one is yours. You have to take that spirit and move on. And I'm not sure how many guys are listening to me. Guys, are you here? I was talking about 3 years plus experience person. If you are one of them, please try to share your resume to me on Instagram, because as I said, I was going to discuss about a job role. We have an opportunity, one hiring opportunity in Gurgaon, north part of India. I had a meeting with the CTO on Friday. Their requirement is very clear. They are looking for someone with very strong skill set and very good debugging skills. That's their goal. And in terms of tools, stack, technologies, I'm going to share more details once we have more information from the company. They're going to send me in the next week most likely. So my suggestion would be always think in terms of debugging, system thinking. Try to think in that way, and also try to answer your questions very clearly. Do not jump into answers directly. If an interviewer is asking you a question, try to cross question. Okay, first try to understand what their expectation is. Do not, okay, why this is not working means do not blindly jump into answers. Try to ask more questions, get clarity, and start thinking slowly. If someone is asking you a question, he will expect you to think and answer. It's not like you are well 100% prepared for that particular question, and as soon as he asks you the question, you have to answer. It doesn't work like that. Take your time, tell them, okay, I'm thinking it. Try to put some thoughts. For example, I'll give you a very good example here. Recently, I was working on a pipeline wherein there was a problem with the pipeline. Some weird error I got. I'm going to definitely create a video about it. You guys need to answer that. So the problem was, let's say, it's, I mean, by reading the problem, the error message, you cannot even figure out what's the exact problem there. So such if you see such kind of problems, how will you solve? So you have to follow up step by step process. Okay, are you seeing this problem only for that particular pipeline? Is it across different pipelines as well? Is it particular to agent, or are we seeing the same problem with different agent machines as well? Is it a cache issue? I mean, you have to think out loud about the problem before answering. Try to cross question. Interview is not like interviewer will ask you a question, you just need to sit and answer. You should just talk to them like you are talking to a friend. Okay, you are seeing this problem, how will you solve? Okay, I will think about, maybe first log, I will check the logs, I will look for the error, then I'm going to check, is it, related to a particular pipeline? Okay, is this happening only for that particular agent? Or maybe I will try to run some other pipeline and see what's going on. If it passes, okay, it it is not, and also it is running on that same agent machine. If it is running, okay, this is not related to that particular problem. Maybe I need to think in some other direction. So this is how you try to, answer questions. Not blindly, okay, tell me this, that, okay, I'm done. So first of all, try to understand questions clearly. Then based on that, try to frame yourself and take time and try to answer. Interviewers will wait. They will have, proper time. Each and every question, they will have 2 to 3 minutes of time, depending on, how long the interview goes. Think properly and try to answer. You don't need to answer all the questions. If they are asking 10 questions, you can answer 7, 6, 8 is okay. They will not expect you 100% right answer. Majority of the interviewers will try to expect you how you think. Based on that, they are going to make decisions, not what kind of commands you remember, or what kind of tools you have used. It doesn't work out. If you know what you're trying to answer, if you really worked in a production environment, if you know how, if a problem comes on, how to solve that particular problem, then definitely you are going to get hired. If you put, I know 100 tools, I have 100 certifications, and if they ask you a proper question, scenario based question, if you come across this problem, how will you solve it? If you cannot answer, you are rejected. 100 tools, no use. 100 certifications, no use. You should have proper right skills, and in that moment you should be able to answer. It's not like you have to be very perfect. Openly you can say, if you don't know something, I do not remember, but definitely I know about it, whatever question. Because you cannot remember everything. Interviewers also know, even they cannot remember everything. So it works. All right, I'm going to jump back to next question. Sir, I have a DevOps managerial interview. Any prep? Managers will not ask you anything. I mean, it depends how good technical manager, how good the manager is in technical. But yeah, overall, they will try to check your, behavioral skills most likely, and how you will be fit into the team. Most likely, those kind of questions they will try to ask. I mean, it depends, yeah, how technical your manager is. You have to, answer your questions in terms of team's perspective. Do not try to answer, okay, I did that, this, I did that. Make sure you are going to show that you worked in a proper team, and based on that, try to answer those questions. And also try to ask questions, what kind of, challenging roles, I mean, problems I'm going to solve, in the coming days, and in the next 6 months or 9 months, where can I see myself, and how quickly, I can start contributing to the real problems that company is facing right now. Okay, try to prepare 3 to 4 questions, cross questions. Not only, whatever he is asking, do not try to answer those. Try to, from your end as well, try to prepare some questions and try to ask, like, how can definitely, support the team, or try to improve some process. Any tips, what to avoid? I mean, there is nothing to avoid. Guys, I will try to answer, please. I will definitely answer you all your questions. Please wait. Okay, let me answer one by one. Hey, I'll come back to you, a managerial guy. I don't know who are you, but yeah, I'll come back to you. I'm going to, almost finished. Then we are going to, I'll jump back to, I have 2 or 3 more questions to cover. That's it. Then we'll jump to our chat and I'll try to answer all these questions. So career growth, very interesting question. Engineer gets 100% hike every year, salary doubles, but skills stays the same. The person is trying to ask, I mean, he has 100% hike every year. His skills stays the same. Does he need to, let's say, jump from that job to other job? I mean, this is a very interesting question because see, end of the day, hike doesn't matter in my opinion. It does matter, but yeah, skill sets are, let's say, more important here. Skills, whatever skills you are learning on your project is very important because see, today you are learning a skill. It can be valid for a year, 2 years, 5 years down the line. Sixth year, all of a sudden, let's say because of AI. These days we are talking about AI a lot. So because of AI, if those skills are almost completely replaced, then what you'll do? So my suggestion would be try to focus on the skill sets, whichever project you are in. Try to improve your skills within the project. If you are not going enough skills on that project, try to learn it parallelly. Do not think only about, in terms of hike or money or salary hike. See, if you are focused on money, then it's up to you. I cannot, say no to that. But my suggestion would be try to focus on skills. Money will come automatically. So majority of the focus, if you have experience, I don't know about your experience, the person who asked this question, but yeah, focus on skills. Automatically, money will, follow you. If you leave the skills and just focus on money, I think one day you are going to be in a very big, difficult stage wherein without skills you cannot, survive in companies or projects. So that's how my take would be on this career growth. Make sure you have, proper work life balance as well, proper, you know work culture. If you do not like any kind of environment, do not, try to waste your time in that particular project or environment. Try to move out. Do not fight back in that environment and try to showcase or prove, because some of the things it's better to avoid and move on instead of, wasting your energy and time in that project. There are so many projects out there, so many different companies out there in the world that are waiting for, proper skills. If you have the right skills, try to focus on those skills. Jump. That's it. And then going to jump back to I know but can't answer. Yeah, some of the yeah, interesting question. Yeah. So here one question is, let's say I know but I can't answer means, see, if you really know something, you should be able to answer. If you really know something, you should definitely be able to, answer. Try to start talking to your friends about, what kind of problems you are trying to solve. For example, a non-IT guy or your own friends who are into IT, try to talk to them. Try to, discuss what kind of problems you try to solve. I mean, general, you don't need to give all the details, but overall, okay, I faced this kind of problem and I was trying to solve this was very interesting. I mean, I did not see, this small thing. Because of that, I wasted so many hours of time behind, this particular problem. So start discussing with your friends or start thinking out loud. Practice if you see any kind of problem. So for example, I'll give you a very interesting scenario. So people ask me, what kind of interesting challenges you've seen across your career or experience? So one interesting thing I will share with you guys right now. So when I was it was COVID time, 2020 exactly, April, March end, we had March 2020, we had a lockdown. April first week, we were migrating to cloud environment from on-prem to the VMware private cloud environment. So I was the one who's leading, all of this automation, migration. I was the only DevOps engineer in my location. There were around 300 people to whom I had to migrate, and also across the multiple locations from the US, Canada, Singapore. We had multiple locations. We had to migrate people from on-prem to the cloud. Everything was well planned, everything was set. We did not expect any kind of lockdown. No one in the world expected. March 20, we went lockdown. We thought, okay, 1 or 2 days we are going to work from home, but you guys know the history. So April first week, everything was planned. We had proper meeting scheduled for the migration. We did not give up. So first we had to give some trainings. So I did take the initiative. I gave some trainings over there, and We had to migrate all of them at the same time. People started, connecting remotely from homes. VPNs were used majorly. VPNs went down. I mean, there were so many different issues. Once VPNs got connected, people were unable to access virtual machines because of, network load, whatnot. We saw so many different problems. I was the only person sitting and, listening to all the problems. There was no one because my colleagues used to sit in the United States and Canada, and I wasn't sitting in Europe. So many problems, so many people messaging me. I'm the only person. I have to work, parallelly answer so many different engineers at the same time. So at this point of time, whoever it is, I mean, they get frustrated, but I was very calm because I had this experience to handle from my previous experience when I was working in my first company. There, I used to, handle 6 to 8,000 people at the same time. There was a proper process in place, but yeah, but overall, I used to handle. So here, there was no proper process because we were in the migration stage. We didn't know what kind of problems we are going to see. We had some, ideas, but also one of the major thing was working remotely all of a sudden. This was the major, drawback for us. But then slowly, it took time. We had many problems. People were, very compromised, and they understood, okay, he's the only person taking care of stuff. Let's wait and, respond to him. I did not take, a lot of time, 1 or 2 hours maximum delay, not more than that. And in that time, I bought a process in place, discussed with my lead. It was, let's say, afternoon time. I was talking to my lead in the US saying, okay, this is the problem we are facing. Okay, I have this idea. I have this solution. Let's implement it. They were blindly agreeing because the solution was like that. I bought a process, a good process in place, saying, okay, no one will reach out to me. That's it. They are going to create a proper ticket, mention their exact problem. Then I'm going to look at the ticket. They have to mention, okay, follow this particular criteria. And also, I try to implement self debugging because most of them were developers. They can, solve their problems by themselves. I made a handbook. Okay, follow this process. Your problems will be solved. 95% of the problems were solved. Just about, one single process. About the process in place, took the input from the lead, they approved it, rolled out, email, done. This is how, based on the situation, you have to think about the problem and try to answer or try to solve the problem. Not every problem can be solved, within an hour or two. Based on, the problems, we can solve it. If not, write it down, think about it, and try to solve slowly. It's not to be very fast. I mean, some of the problems can be solved by taking, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months of time. This is how you are going to solve. So I am trying to explain you all of this very clearly because I've seen this, I've been through all of this problem. This is how you are going to explain your problems as well to the interviewer. If they ask you, okay, what kind of, severe challenge or major challenge you faced in your career and how will you answer? So this is how you are going to answer it. All right. I think I'm done with all the questions which we got in our stories, DMs, YouTube, emails, whatnot. So I try to answer almost all the questions. So now let's try to take answers from the chat. And one more thing, if you guys are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, follow me on Instagram, and also subscribe to my newsletter. I'm trying to share a lot of content on the channel, and also the jobs, open positions I'm trying to share. So please try to subscribe, give it a like, and also drop a comment. So now I'm going to jump back to the questions. So first of all, expect MLOps playlist or Udemy course. I do have MLOps playlist on my channel. How you are practicing the Kubernetes, Docker, and a lot more again without cloud. Is it kind or yeah, on-prem? I mean, you can install Kubernetes, Docker also you can install. Why do you need cloud, man? Majority of the open source tools can be installed on your own laptop, on your computer, and you can start learning. I think I did show it on my channel. Just try to look at my channel. I'm not sure about the Kubernetes installation. I don't remember it, but yeah, there are so many videos out there on my channel how to install Docker. Majority of the open source tools can be installed on your laptop and you can start working on it. You don't need any kind of cloud. Cloud thing is a different game. First of all, try to learn on-prem stuff. Learning means not, spending 1 year or 2 years of time. At least, basics. For example, installing Docker is very easy, or Kubernetes also. For example, if you have Docker desktop on your PC, you can enable Kubernetes cluster there. My suggestion would be you can create a virtual machine and start installing manually. There is a documentation as well. Kubernetes very well documented. You can follow that. And voice could be a bit louder. I think I'm talking a bit loud only. Hi sir, I have experience of 4+ years. I have two within DevOps. Now trying to switch organization on 4 years ago. Mostly I have worked on CI/CD Azure Cloud. Okay, so what should I do, man? Our most openings are into IAC field, which mostly infra DevOps and application DevOps. Okay, Khalnayak, yeah. So you are saying you have experience with Azure Cloud. You have experience with IAM AKS application service. So my first question for you would be, how did you create those services in Azure Cloud? All right. If you did manually, just try to automate that using infrastructure as code. That's how you gain infrastructure as code experience. I think I did create a very good video on Terraform, 1 hour course. Go start watching that course, try to implement it practically. And also, if you have free tier Azure Cloud, start creating the exact same services which you are doing at your work. For example, Azure Kubernetes cluster, application service, functions, storage accounts. There are so many different services in Azure. Based on your project, based on your experience, try to create those services using Terraform. Okay, that's how you automate stuff. I'm not sure. I hope. I think you are trying to create this manually on your, or maybe some other team is creating that. But yeah, overall, if you have knowledge about those services, try to create those services manually and try to automate that using infrastructure as code, Terraform. That's how you learn. Because Terraform is very very useful and much important. Because without Terraform, I think it's hard, and also to manage infrastructure, it's very difficult. So it's very easy. I mean, in my opinion, if you know, if you know Azure Cloud, if you know how to create services, it's just, way of automating stuff. That's it. You just need to automate the creation. That's what I can guide you, man. If you have more questions, just drop below. Sir, I have a DevOps man. Okay, I think I tried to answer you. Any tips what to avoid? Which scripting language should I learn, Shell or Python? I am new to both. Start with Shell, man. Do not jump into Python. Shell most likely would be much easier. First, start with Linux. I'm not sure about your Linux skills. If you know Linux, try automating very, very small stuff, very basic stuff, very basic stuff. Try to automate that, and then you can, let's say, start creating. What do you say? Sorry. Yeah, try to automate stuff, man. Shell scripting. I think I did not create, I guess, shell scripting video. I had a plan, but yeah, definitely I'll try to create what kind of, projects you can implement or automate using shell script. There is a lot that you can do. And even today, many companies, many projects use shell scripting. You can, for example, I'll give you, try to create a virtual machine using shell scripting on your, computer. I'm not talking about any cloud. Slowly you can, move to cloud as well. But yeah, one of the, out of the box, out of the mind, I'm trying to answer this. And also I'll try to, share it in my stories or in my reels. I'll try to share what kind of, how you can learn or automate stuff using shell scripting. Then you can slowly move to Python. First, shell, focus on shell, only one part. Do not move to, multiple stuff at the same time. Now, sir, what is the best way to introduce and what should be an ideal response? I usually give the experience, then skill set and my roles in project. Is there any other thing to? Yeah, most likely. I mean, do not try to read out your resume, man. Sridhar, majorly try to introduce yourself, talk about whatever skills you have, what kind of projects. Do not talk what exactly is there in your resume. Just try to talk what's not there in your resume. For example, what kind of problems you yourself have to give your hint about what you know, so that the interviewer will try to stick on those things, not blindly ask whatever he is coming prepared for. Most likely go through the job description and you try to push the interviewer on your side, saying, okay, you know this, you know that. For example, I know Terraform very well, I know Azure Cloud very well, I know AWS very well. So try to focus on what you did. That's how you try to convince the interviewer to ask questions in the area you are very strong. All right. In managerial interview, do I need to go? There's no need to, if you are done with your technical interview, you are 95% done. Managerial interview is just to know you more, whether you will fit in the team. You are a team guy, they will try to focus on that. All right. Do not go into details about technical details. You are already done. Try to talk about, process related, business related, all that stuff. Try to ask cross questions like how you will grow in the company, in the project, in the team, how you can contribute. Those questions are enough. Next is Bash, YAML, JSON, all are required in Dev. If you know YAML, I think that's enough, I guess. YAML is across, so many different DevOps tools. Bash is, let's say, definitely yes. Bash and YAML are enough. JSON, Python, JSON, JSON is also okay, but you don't need to be master. YAML is, let's say, majorly used across so many different tools in our, environment. So you can go through that. I think that's all, I guess, guys. I'm going to stop this live for today. We did spend a lot of time, really interesting questions. If you are watching this live, please do like, share, comment, and we are going to plan another live based on the inputs from all our subscribers, followers. I'm going to do maybe other live in the coming days. But yeah, it was very interesting to talk to so many of you. Thank you for joining in. I'm going to end this live, and so many videos are coming on the way. Please do like, share, and do hands-on practice as much as possible. Thank you for watching. See you.